What's up, guys? We're out here in Fort Worth, Texas. Let's talk about this house because we're in the business of talking about houses. So this house first hit the board, this is March 2021. Yep, middle of March. First hit the board as an acquisition in September, not 2020, September 2019. Whew, that's a long time. Give you the recap and then we'll do the long version. Contracted September 2019. We closed on it January 2020. And then we did a bunch of other stuff that we're gonna talk about right now. And now it's fixing to, that's Texan. We're about to sell on the back end Monday, like 2 days from now, because this is Saturday. You gotta work on Saturdays sometimes, guys. So that's the short version. Damn, what's going on? What went wrong? What is happening? I'll tell you right now, if we could buy one of these houses every single month, we'd totally buy one of these houses every single month. I'll tell you the whole story. We were cold calling, got this lead in, a nice older lady in California, that way, that's like west Fort Worth. It's like past Weatherford. Anyway, they had this house and I don't even know what list we were calling, like absentee landlord or something. Nice old lady, 93 years old, in Fort Worth. They hadn't seen it for like 10 or 15 years. Hadn't been collecting rent on this house for 10 years, guys. 10 years. Can you guys afford to have an asset like this sitting around for 10 years, not getting paid on it? If you inherit something, then maybe you can, because apparently out of sight, out of mind. We rented it to this guy like a long time ago, and we're not sure what's going on because he hasn't paid rent since he moved in. Well, when did he move in? 10 years ago. Like, oh my God. So you know, let's dig into it, see what's going on. So we come by, take a look, like it's obviously occupied. So to make a short story long, basically these folks rented it like a decade ago to someone that had a property management company that then went out of business, and then they stopped collecting rent. 10 years go by and they just hadn't collected rent in forever. So we go through the whole process and we ended up closing on it. It takes from September until end of January to close on this deal. It took this long because the 93-year-old lady has some dementia. So we had to make sure that we had a valid power of attorney for her daughter to sign on this property to sell it, and got that squared away. They're in California, we're in Texas. We got to deal with that issue. And we got to deal with a seller if they haven't seen a house for 10 years, their motivation factor isn't as high as it might be. They also owed $35,000 back taxes on this house, and they have a squatter just hanging out, living in the house, not paying rent. And as you'll see when you see the walkthrough video, not really taking great care of the place. How do we, as an investor, like really manage our risk on this? Well, we buy it for a reasonable price. We buy it for a price considering we can't get inside and we can't see it. We got a seller that doesn't know what the inside looks like. I'm not even sure if this seller had ever been inside the property because she inherited it from her dead brother. And we have a squatter who's dug in like an Alabama tick. We've been here a decade, so it's gonna take us a while to get out of here. That's the short story. The long story is it takes an entire year to finish up this eviction on this guy. He was a professional, and by professional, I mean, this is kind of his MO. We have a stack about this high of like records from this guy about kind of gaming the system and messing up stuff. So we go to court, we get an eviction. We basically reach an agreement at court where he's gonna be out by June. Well, he wasn't out by June because if y'all know anything about 2020, it was kind of a weird year. COVID hit, eviction moratorium. In Texas anyhow, as long as it's not for a financial reason, we can still do an eviction. And if you're not paying rent for 10 years, there's not a financial thing. Obviously didn't have a lease, so should have moved out in June. Our first attorney kind of dropped the ball where we didn't file a writ in time. By the time we realized that, it was September, because he kind of strung us along. He's like, oh, I'll be out in June. Oh, I'm waiting to get approved at my new place. Oh, I'm waiting. So he kind of worked us a little bit more than we should have let him. We had to restart the entire eviction process in September. It took from September until January to actually do the set out. We take all the stuff from the inside. Set out laws in different states, guys. I've done evictions in Texas, California, and Tennessee. Set outs in different states have different requirements. In Texas, you know, you got to do all this. We'll do an entire eviction video. Send me a comment and remind me to do that video. And while you're commenting, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash that like button. It's for the algorithm. But in Texas, anyhow, we do the sheriff thing. The sheriffs come out. We got guys moving stuff out of here. We got stuff put on the curb. We got all this stuff going on. We still got a ton of stuff inside this house. I think we took 4 dumpsters of stuff out of here. Stuff is being nice. And then we had a decision to make. Finally, after owning this house for a year and about 2 weeks, we get to walk through it. Well, now what? Well, since we bought it right, we got multiple exit strategies, right? What are the main exit strategies? If you buy right, you can wholesale, you can flip, you can keep it for a rental. That's pretty much it. Well, you can wholesale too, but we didn't really have that option on this one because of the tenant situation. So we decided, when we wholesaleed it, let's put it on the market for a certain price. And if we get within about $5,000 of that price, then we're happy taking it. And we got offers right around that price. So here's the numbers, you guys. We bought this place at $83,000 a year and 2 months ago, so that's a long time. It's worth at the ARV, so after repaired value, up here, after repaired value, about $225 to $235, maybe a little less because the floor plan's a little goofy, and the repairs, dude, it needs some work. Probably, I don't know, 50 grand. What did we do? We decided that let's put it on the MLS and see where it comes in. So we priced it at 175 and we ended up accepting an offer at 165, but we're not paying a buyer's agent commission. So effectively, we're accepting an offer at 170. We bought this house, 83. We're accepting an offer at 165, but since there's no buyer's agent commission, effectively $170,000. And we had to hold on to it for a year, pay some holding costs, pay an acquisitions guy, and go through a little bit of headache, pay a couple of attorneys, 2 evictions. We like doing stuff twice around here, right? No, you don't want to do stuff twice. And we're set to close in 2 days. So not a bad deal. If you want to take a walk through this house, we're doing a video walking through the house, talking about the house, talking about the work, talking about why we decided to wholesale it versus flip it. That's going to be down there in the links. But that's our kind of long story on what happens when you bump into a house that has a squatter and you have to do a long-term eviction in a global pandemic with 2 attorneys and a lot of hassle. And that's how we manage our risk, and that's how we make money. How do you guys make money? In the comments below, let me know. While you're in the comments below, smash, like, obliterate, shoot. Don't shoot, you'll end up with holes in your computer. The like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications for more videos that are just as awesome, just as amazing as this video was right now. Bye.